You've been there. The conversation starts fine, then fades. Awkward pauses, forced jokes. You try harder. And somehow, the more you talk, the less she leans in. Then you notice that man. He says less, moves slower. Yet people listen when he speaks. Women feel him before he proves anything. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Attraction isn't created by performance. It's created by presence. If you keep trying to impress, conversations will always die out. But here's the shift that changes everything. Today, I'll share 6 simple words, or mindsets, that make women willingly approach you. Not manipulation, not tricks, but character expressed through restraint. And listen closely. The 4th one is deeply misunderstood. Most men get it wrong, and it costs them attraction. This isn't about saying more. It's about becoming someone whose silence already speaks. Let's begin. 1. Most conversations fail for one simple reason. You're not really there. You're waiting to speak, waiting to impress, waiting to be liked. And she can feel it. If you keep doing this, conversations will always feel shallow. But here's the shift that changes everything. The first phrase is simple. I'm listening. Not as a trick, not as a tactic, as a state of being. When you say or embody, I'm listening, you stop performing. Your body softens. Your eyes slow down. Your mind stops racing ahead. Most men listen to reply. Stoic men listen to understand. Picture this. She's talking about her day. Most men interrupt with advice, or worse, a story about themselves. You don't. You let silence do its work. You nod. You stay present. That alone creates emotional safety, and emotional safety creates attraction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be present in every moment." Presence isn't loud. It's grounding. It makes people feel seen. Here's the danger if you ignore this. If you rush to speak, you communicate neediness. If you over-explain, you lose weight. But when you truly listen, she leans in. She talks more. She begins to invest emotionally. You didn't charm her. You didn't impress her. You gave her space to feel understood. And that's rare. Now that you understand the power of listening, we move to the second phrase, the one that instantly separates calm confidence from quiet insecurity. 2. Most men give themselves away before they say a single word, not with their mouth, but with their pace. They lean in too fast, reply too quickly, fill every silence like it's a threat. If you keep doing this, you'll always be perceived as available, but never chosen. But here's the shift that changes everything. The second phrase is quiet, almost invisible. I'm not rushed. You may never say it out loud, but you communicate it with your rhythm. You take a second before responding. You let pauses exist. You don't chase momentum, you set it. Imagine a conversation where she finishes a sentence, and you don't immediately answer. Just a breath, a calm pause. That pause says, I have time. I'm grounded. I don't need this to go anywhere. Epictetus warned, do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Rushing is a confession of fear. Calm timing is a signal of sovereignty. Here's the danger most men miss. Speed creates pressure. Pressure kills curiosity. But slowness creates space, and space invites her forward. When you're not rushed, she begins to wonder. Why isn't he trying harder? Why does he feel steady? That curiosity is attraction forming in silence. And now that you've mastered pace, we move to the third phrase, the one that instantly builds trust without trying to earn it. 3. One of the fastest ways attraction dies is inconsistency. Men say things they don't stand behind, compliments they don't feel, promises they can't keep. If you keep doing this, nothing you say will ever carry weight. But here's the shift that changes everything. The third phrase is simple, but dangerous when misused. I mean it. This is not about convincing her. It's about aligning your words with your actions. When a Stoic man speaks, his tone is calm, his body is still, and his words are few. Because he only says what he's prepared to stand behind. Picture a moment. You give a compliment, but you don't exaggerate. You express interest, but you don't overcommit. And when you speak, you don't rush to explain yourself. That restraint communicates integrity. Seneca wrote, "Let your words agree with your life. Attraction grows when she senses reliability, not predictability, but consistency of character." Here's the hidden danger. Men who talk too much dilute their meaning. Men who promise too fast lose credibility. But when you mean what you say, your silence becomes believable. She begins to trust the space around you. She feels safe investing emotionally, because she knows, if you speak, it matters. Now comes the fourth phrase, the most misunderstood one of all. Most men think it means distance, but in truth, it creates the strongest pull. 4. This is where most men get it wrong. They hear detachment and become cold. They hear non-neediness and become distant. If you misunderstand this, you won't seem strong. You'll seem unavailable and empty. But here's the shift that changes everything. The fourth phrase is not rejection, it's self-sufficiency. I don't need, not I don't care, not I'm above you. It means my peace does not depend on your response. Imagine this. You enjoy her presence, but you're not attached to the outcome. If she stays, you're calm. If she leaves, you remain whole. That emotional independence is rare, and rarity creates attraction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Needing validation hands your power away. Not needing it brings it back." Here's the danger if you ignore this. Neediness turns interest into pressure. Pressure kills desire. But when you don't need, she feels freedom around you. And freedom invites choice. She doesn't feel chased. She feels respected. And respect is the foundation of feminine attraction. Now that you understand true non-neediness, we move to the fifth phrase, the one that softens strength without weakening it. 5. Attraction doesn't grow where effort goes unnoticed. And yet, most men either overpraise or say nothing at all. If you keep doing this, emotional connection will slowly fade. But here's the shift that changes everything. The fifth phrase is quiet, grounded, and sincere. I appreciate that. Not exaggerated compliments, not flattery, just recognition. When you appreciate without clinging, you communicate emotional maturity. Picture a small moment. She listens. She remembers something you said. She shows kindness in a subtle way. You don't reward it with overreaction. You simply acknowledge it. That tells her, I see effort. I value intention. Seneca wrote, "He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment." Gratitude, when restrained, deepens connection. It doesn't inflate ego. It builds trust. Here's the danger. Overpraising feels transactional. Under-acknowledging feels dismissive. But calm appreciation strikes balance. She feels respected, not put on a pedestal, not taken for granted. That balance creates emotional warmth. Now we arrive at the final phrase, the one that says nothing, and yet says everything. 6. Most men are afraid of silence. They treat it like failure, like something needs to be fixed. If you keep filling every gap with words, you'll never be felt, only heard. But here's the shift that changes everything. The sixth word is not a word at all. It's silence. Not awkward silence, not passive silence, but grounded, intentional stillness. Silence gives weight to what came before. It allows emotion to land. It invites her to step forward. When you're comfortable saying nothing, you communicate self-control. Epictetus said, "Nature has given men one tongue, but two ears." Stoic silence is not emptiness, it's restraint. Here's the danger if you ignore this. Talking too much reveals anxiety. Explaining too much removes mystery. But when you allow silence, she fills the space. She asks questions. She invests. Your calm becomes a mirror. She feels herself more clearly around you. And that feeling is what makes her willingly approach you. Now that you know all six, it's time to bring them together. Not as techniques, but as character. Let's bring this together. These were never just words. They are traits of character. I'm listening. Presence. I'm not rushed. Calm authority. I mean it. Integrity. I don't need. Self-respect. I appreciate that. Grounded warmth and silence. Restraint with weight. Stoicism teaches this again and again. Attraction grows when you subtract what's unnecessary. You stop performing. You stop chasing reactions. You stop explaining yourself into emptiness. And in that space, something rare appears. Quiet strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like that." You don't attract by force. You attract by who you become when nothing is forced. If this resonated, choose one phrase you'll practice in the next 24 hours. Comment it below. Make it real. Like the video if this helped you see attraction differently. Subscribe to Stoic tomorrow. Because this journey isn't about tricks. It's about becoming a man whose presence speaks before he ever does.